Hello fellow Wolverines. Welcome back to WOLV TV SportsCenter. My name is Zach Warshaw.
And I'm Gabby Miller.
Today we're going to cover hockey's split series against Penn State, men's basketball's road win over Rutgers, women's basketball games at Wisconsin and against Oregon, men's lacrosse and their dominant season opener, men's tennis and their tiebreaker win over Harvard, and the return of legendary Biff Poggi.
The number 13 ranked Michigan hockey team hosted Penn State this past weekend, opening the two-game series on Friday night with an intense back-and-forth game. Evan Warner opened the scoring in the first period off of assists from Jack Hallam and Will Felicio, before Felicio netted a goal of his own on a rebound just 12 minutes later. Michigan's two-goal lead was short-lived as Penn State scored towards the end of the first and then netted 3 straight goals in the second to take a 4-2 lead. Throughout the third period, Michigan regained momentum with a Keenan Draper goal on a delayed penalty, followed by a power play goal from William Whitelaw to tie it up. With just 5 minutes to go, Penn State scored again to take a 1-goal lead that Michigan was unable to surmount, dropping the first game of the series without a final score of 5-4.
Saturday's game was much different as Michigan actually looked like they were playing the worst team in the Big Ten, which they were. Michigan dominated with an avalanche of goals. TJ Hughes scored only 1 goal of the first period with a strong rebound, putting the Wolverines up a goal after 1. Penn State tied it up less than a minute into the second period, but Ethan Edwards scored a power play goal to regain the lead right off the faceoff. Penn State was able to once again tie the game after a redirection from Michael Hage. They went up 3-2 and did not look back. William Whitelaw, Garrett Shifsky, and Evan Warner scored 3 straight for the Wolverines in the first 11 minutes of the final frame. And despite giving up a shorthanded goal, Michigan's Will Horkoff scored an empty netter to silence any Penn State fans who were still holding out hope. The final score was 7-3 in favor of Michigan, with 7 different players scoring goals and 13 players recording at least 1 point. Michigan put up a whopping 41 shots on goal, while on defense they blocked 27, securing their dominant win over Penn State. This win gave Michigan their 6th series split and gave Michigan a 3-1 record over Penn State on the year. But the more important question is, what is a Nittany Lion? Anyway, they play another 2-game series next against Michigan State. The first game will be Friday night in East Lansing, while the second game will be the annual Duel in the D matchup at Little Caesars Arena in Detroit.
This Saturday, February 1st, your Wolverines faced off against the Rutgers Scarlet Knights in Piscataway, New Jersey. The game started off slow before Michigan rattled off a 7-0 run to take a 9-4 lead 7 minutes in, while Rutgers missed their next 6 shots from the field and turned the ball over 3 times. To end the half, the Wolverines went on a 13-2 run in the final 6 minutes, helped by back-to-back 3-point makes from Sam Walters and Will Cheddar. Michigan led 32-25 at the break. The second half started slower than the first, with just 1 point over the first 3 minutes 35 seconds before Trey Donaldson hit a 3-pointer. Both teams went 3 minutes without scoring halfway through the second half until Rutgers hit a 3 to cut Michigan's lead 44-41.
From this point on, U of M did a great job holding the lead from the 6-minute mark, holding a 4-point cushion until Rutgers hit a 3-pointer as time expired, with the game ending 66-63. Danny Wolf led Michigan with 16 points and 14 rebounds, while Trey Donaldson had 10 points and 6 assists. Michigan has once again found itself situated in the top 25, sitting at number 22 in the nation. Michigan will return to Ann Arbor to host number 16 Oregon on Wednesday, February 5th at 6:30 inside Chrysler Center for its annual Pink Game, before heading to Bloomington to face Indiana on Saturday the 8th.
On Wednesday, January 29th, the Michigan women's basketball team unfortunately lost to the unranked Wisconsin Badgers. The game went back and forth quite a bit, with Wisconsin only having a slight lead most of the time up until the 4-minute, 13-second mark in the fourth quarter, and that's when the Wolverines took a 4-point lead. However, that wasn't enough to combat a 12-5 run from the Badgers, ending the game 82-75. But it is worth noting that freshman Olivia Olson had a career night with 30 points.
When the women's team returned home to Chrysler Center on Sunday, February 2nd, they definitely made up for it by going scorched earth on the Oregon Ducks and eviscerating them 80-48. In the first half, the Wolverines were dominating with layups and jumpers, putting them up 38-24. Michigan shot 58% from the field, while Oregon only shot 32%. Going into halftime, they hoped that Duck season would continue, and it sure did. In the first minute of the third quarter, the Wolverines went on a 6-0 run. The energy was high for the rest of the game, which allowed the Wolverines to just put puddles into the ground. Mila Holloway ended with 19 points, Olivia Olsen with 18 points, and Brooke Quarles-Daniels with 10 points. The Wolverines now sit at 15-7 for the season, hoping to make a possible return to the top 25 before March Madness, so the next 7 games will be crucial for them. They look to continue improving on their season, February 6th at Lincoln against Nebraska.
On Saturday, February 1st, the Michigan men's lacrosse team opened the season with a 14-1 victory over the Marquette Golden Eagles. Though Marquette scored the opening goal, the Wolverines went on to score 14 unanswered goals in the remaining 48 minutes and 51 seconds, setting a program record for fewest goals allowed in 60 minutes of gameplay. The 14 goals were scored by 7 players, including multi-point scorers Aiden Mulholland and Bo Lockwood, each recording 2 goals and 1 assist, and Ryan Cohen and Jack Jenkins recording 2 goals and 2 assists each. Other notable performances by Pace Billings, Keith Van Wees, and Mason Whitney on defense, locking the Golden Eagles down to 26 shots compared to Michigan's 49. And sophomore Jackie Weller, who went 12 for 18 on faceoff.
Number 17 Michigan men's tennis beat number 24 Harvard 4-3 in a thrilling match at the Varsity Tennis Center on Sunday, February 2nd. For the second straight week, Nicholas Steiglener delivered the deciding point, winning a dramatic third set tiebreak to secure the Wolverines' victory. After dropping the doubles point, Michigan responded in singles with wins from Will Cooksey, Benjamin Kate, and Patorn Hanchaykel. Harvard tied the match at 3-3 before Steiglener's clutch performance sealed it. Now 4-1 on the season, the Wolverines will face another tough road test against number 6 Columbia, because we only play teams from the Ivy League for some reason, next Sunday, February 9th.
Biff Poggi is returning to Michigan football for a third stint, now officially listed as associate head coach in the university directory. Poggi, who previously served as an analyst in 2016 and associate head coach from 2021 to 2022, was instrumental in reshaping the Wolverines' culture under the infamous Jim Harbaugh. Known for his mentorship and strategic insight, he played a key role in fostering collaboration within the coaching staff. Though his role under new head coach Sharon Moore remains unclear, his recent visit to Ann Arbor hinted at a reunion, one that has now become a reality.
Just touching more on Poggi, there's not like an official title for like director of vibes, but that's like truly what I think he brings to the table. What do you think about that?
Honestly, it's so exciting to see someone who really took us out of a hole, really made us have such he really re-fostered and really started that run that we have against Ohio State now. He brings back that culture and the dynamic that he has with our program. It's just so inspiring. I mean, it was heartbreaking to obviously see Jim go, but I think we kind of have a little piece of him back, obviously. We have a little piece of him still with Sharon, but it's so exciting to see Poggi bringing more of just that ethic that Jim Harbaugh had on this team.
Speaking of heartbreak, how does it feel to be completely heartbroken, Mavericks fans, as Luka is gone in what is the most ridiculous trade I've ever seen, even though it has nothing to do with Michigan? I had to mention that because it's just absolutely ridiculous. Sorry.
No, that's completely valid. I mean, it was kind of completely shocking, but okay. You want to talk on it more? I feel like you're very passionate about it.
No, I do want to talk about the Super Bowl, though, as
oh gosh,
I know most people are not thrilled with the teams involved. However, I do want to recognize our Michigan alumni we have in there, such as Josh Uche, plays for the Chiefs. Recent guy, rooting for the Chiefs is like, but I do want to see him do well as a Michigan alum. You always want the pro blue to do well.
I agree. I mean, personally, the only reason I have really nothing against the Eagles. I know that's kind of controversial, but I have nothing against them. I just really want to see the Commanders take it one step further, and I really want to see little Mikey Sancho. I really wanted to see him have a great Super Bowl game. He honestly had a really good season, especially for a rookie. So I'm all respect, and I gotta say, as much as a big of a Bills fan as I am, I do want to see our alum really shine in that game, but I'm not saying I'm supporting the Chiefs.
I'm not saying that either. Thank you so much for watching another episode of WOLV TV SportsCenter. My name is Zach Warshaw.
And I'm Gabby Miller.
Who's got it better than us?
Nobody.